Another garden you don't want to miss on the Hort Society garden tour is that of Marjorie Miller. Hello, Marjorie.
Hello, Steve. It is so nice to have you here.
It's great to be here. You have a beautiful garden.
Thank you. You're very kind.
How long have you been gardening?
Well, I've been gardening since a few years before World War II. Not quite to this extent.
Okay.
But gardening anyway.
Okay, you've learned quite a bit.
Well, I had a whole lot to learn.
What you do all types of gardening.
Yes.
You have flowers, you have vegetables.
Yes, I do. I love to grow things.
Okay. Well, it shows.
Well, thank you.
Is there a particular color of flower or anything you like?
I love any color as long as it's blue.
Okay. Great. Well, you have quite a collection here. I can tell you.
Well, thank you.
You're really a plants person, and your trees are just gorgeous. The lawn is beautiful, and you do a great job.
Well, thank you. You're very kind.
Do you mind if we take a look at the rest of your garden?
Help yourself. You're free to go wherever you please.
All right. Thanks a lot. Along with the beautiful island beds that Marjorie has in her garden is this huge border here on the side of her property. Sort of a mixed border. She's got all sorts of plants in here. You can really tell that she's a plants person. She's got some shrubs, she's got several perennials, and she also likes to plant different annual plants in her garden. She's got some forget-me-nots, and she was telling me that she lets those bloom, and then when the plants are finished blooming and start to decline, she pulls them up and just leaves them in the garden so they can drop seed in place, and she'll have the forget-me-nots for next year. Right outside of this little border garden are two trees that are sort of interesting. She has a desert willow, and then she has a catalpa, a plant we've talked about on our program before. It is a cross between the desert willow and the catalpa tree, and Marjorie tells us that she planted those both at the same time, and you can see which one is the most vigorous. Well, it's exciting for me to see a garden like this. As a plants person, I like to look around at all the different things that are in the garden. There's always something unique around the corner or tucked in that is maybe different than what you see every day, and I really like visiting gardens like this. Some of the interesting trees that Marjorie has here on her property are a sassafras tree, a tree native to the eastern part of Oklahoma. She also has a golden lacebark elm, very showy, deciduous tree out in her front garden. And right back here she has a Chinese parasol tree, another unique tree, this one from Asia. In the back part of Marjorie's property, she has another extensive garden area. Right here on this side of this small drive, she's got a collection of flowering plants and several things that reseed themselves in here, like these larkspurs. These come in blue, pink, and white, but I'm sure the blue are her favorite. Right over here, we've got some poppies. Beautiful poppy flower here. And these reseed themselves and come up in the garden. You can see those seed heads forming right now. Those will be drying out and opening up pretty soon. But a number, again, of annuals and perennials. Lots of flowering color in Marjorie's garden. Well, Marjorie is a complete gardener. She likes the vegetable gardens as well. You can see she's got a good size garden spot right here. And she tends it herself, does a good majority of the work. I can see she's got a great crop of beets coming on, some tomatoes, corn, and lots of things. She mulches with prairie hay in this garden, everything except the corn. Well, right up here, Marjorie has a really nice fig plant. Figs in this part of Oklahoma occasionally will die back to the ground when we have those cold winters, but you can see this one hasn't frozen to the ground in a year or two, and it's got a really good crop of figs that Marjorie says are especially tasty. She's got a row of asparagus right here, and she's got it contained with this little concrete block wall or edging around the asparagus area. And you can tell Marjorie is really a good gardener. She's got some shredded leaf mulch here on this row where she's got her cucumber plants planted. That'll break down or decompose and really help build up the soil. I can see Marjorie has a row of peonies right here. Those are just about to finish flowering. Got a few blooms still left down at the end of the row. and a patch of strawberries. So it's amazing seeing all the different compartments of her garden, all these different areas. Right here we've got a fence to keep animals and intruders out, or keep the dog in this area where she has her rose collection. I'll point out that growing on the fence is the cross vine, one of our Oklahoma proven plants for this year. You can see it's got a few blooms left on it, but a nice deciduous vine native to eastern Oklahoma, and really helps beautify the space or along the fence here as we transition from garden to garden.